My name is Harry, I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is August 17, 2026. It is 5:04 a.m. So I just finished edit one of the videos I did yesterday, because right after I did the recording, family gathering. So I didn't get a chance to edit it and do some thumbnails for some videos. So I just gathered some tweets to share with you. I wanted to do some videos regarding Haiti, but I'll see if I could do it maybe tomorrow or something. But let's get some tweets out of the way to share with you. And new subscribers, welcome. And the the estimate is not going up at all. But anyway, so let's get to it. I have some good discussion to share with you. I just put this on the list, by the way. First tweet. We're gonna sort of continue with Jason Arday's story. The more tweets and videos that I come across that's talking about him, the more I'm learning about him. Alright, so far I think I have 2 videos where I talk about him, and this one will be the 3rd one. Alright. My entire timeline, everybody is saying the same thing. Prince Harry, Meghan Sussex, rest in peace to Jason Arday. All right, 25 seconds only. Okay, so this is the only 2 responses. British media are culpable racists. We love you, Prince Harry and Meghan. All right, so let's listen to him and then I move on to the next tweet.
This is a message for Prince Harry and Prince Harry only. In case you see this, I want you to know that you taking your wife and kids off Misery Island was the right thing to do. If you had any doubt in your mind that your actions were too decisive or too aggressive, they were not. After seeing the British press hound Jason Arday and Caroline Flack to death, there can be no doubt in your mind that you not only saved your wife's sanity, but probably her life too.
Again, I guess I know some of you may not like when I keep on saying it, but based on things that I've read and some of you know already, it was William who kicked him out. But perhaps maybe the steps that William took to kick Harry out, which was not probably his final, what he thought would have happened. He probably just wanted Meghan to leave and then for Harry to stay. Because maybe in his mind, the way he perceived marriage or the way he interact with his own wife, maybe he thought Harry is the same way. So the step that he took sort of backfired in a way where Harry and Meghan left together. But his ultimate goal, and probably also the palace and all the racist people around him, probably just wanted Meghan to just leave. But Harry stayed. So the step that he took, it was William who kicked Harry out. Court document where the architect of the document was what's the guy name again? Is it Jason Kunoff? Or Simon Case, not Jason Kunoff, Simon Case. Okay, I always thought of Simon Case as someone who probably knows the law very well. So he hired one of the best in the UK who knows the law to craft something where there will be no doubt that they wanted him out. But it ended up reading that he ended up, William, kicking him out. Kicking Harry out, and Meghan left. Because in the Oprah interview, Harry and Meghan wanted to stay.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened.
but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
Wanted to stay despite all the things that we saw they were going through, and we didn't even know the full extent of it. It's afterward we're seeing the full craziness that was going on behind the scene. All right, but what happened is that once the decision by the palace, the printer was broken, they didn't want to adjust it to 50-50. Everything was put on paper in writing. Everything was said and done. So what the next step that Harry and Meghan did was to make sure that this is exactly what they wanted. The royal family, the palace, whoever is behind the crafted of Simon Case document of Harry being out, Harry and Meghan wanted to make sure this is exactly what they wanted, what the palace wanted. So later on, there won't be any argument. There won't be any gray area where they could misinterpret the action of the royal family, eventually William. Okay? So I'm sorry I keep on saying this, but as much as we want to give Harry full credit that he took his wife out, but the initial action was William. Okay? So that's that. Let's move on. Next tweet. I almost skip it. Alright, so this is another discussion similar to about making reference to Jason Arday. Derangers and Wags keep going on about plagiarism since the said death of Jason Arday. Have they looked as the leftovers who are masters in plagiarism? Chucky's speech to Congress was lifted from Prince Harry's speech in Ukraine. KKK plagiarized the article report on early childhood, and Bully Boy plagiarized everything Prince Harry did. And let's not forget Earthshot. I think there was some stuff that they said was taken from someone's original work. Alright. Prince Harry did wrote and said before he left the UK, where are the articles on their plagiarism? Oh, stupid me. They white and above the law. So there's this. Oh, I wrote this. I even forgot 21 minutes ago. I truly wish no one faces what Meghan and Jason went through. What I wish, though, is for anyone who faces such has the courage to speak up and seek help. In my humble opinion, Jason took his academic very seriously, and for the devil to go after him the way they went deep. May he rest in peace, sad. Alright, the entire Earthshot. Oh, bingo, someone mentioned it. The entire Earthshot concept was lifted from Charles Weir's project. Let's see here. Just a heads up, William's famous Earthshot initiative was already filed for trademark by Charles Weir in 2008 based on Charles R. Weir III. The Earthshot Foundation trademark will be used in the following business: public advocacy to promote awareness in the field of sustainable energy and energy independence, providing information in the field of energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Is that what William's Earthshot is dealing with, or is it what the original Earthshot was or is about? Oh my God, I don't want to read all of that. The Earthshot Foundation trademark, there's that. There's the name by Charles R. Weir III. This record is part of the Trademark Elite Trademark Search Database, a searchable platform covering USPTO trademark filing and registration. The Earthshot Foundation trademark was assigned a serial number, there's the number here, by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Assigned trademark serial number is a unique ID to identify the Earthshot Foundation trademark application and the USPTO. View all USPTO trademarks owned by Charles R. Weir III. The Earthshot Foundation mark is filed by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Classes: advertising, business, retail services. The legal correspondent for Earthshot Foundation trademark is Stephanie Lieb, the Earthshot Foundation. Okay, so there's all of that, giving the background of the original Earthshot trademark. All right, so that's that. Yep, that part. Next tweet. Harry and Meghan conversation. Okay, I find it so funny that the reason why Harry and Meghan's life was made intolerable in the UK was obviously because they were overshadowing the unroyals, and yet since the day they left until now, from thousands of miles away, they continue to overshadow the leftovers. How ironic is that? Ah, unbelievable. There is absolutely no word to describe this incompetent stupidity of these people. They have everything at their own disposal: money, power, houses, whatever. But yet they still can produce, because they promote white supremacy. From my understanding, their belief of white supremacy is that they like the best of the best or something, to put it simply. But they're not showing their best quality. I don't know. At least Harry is showing that side of that, and Meghan, both of them. All right, let's continue with the comment. Agree. I honestly believe it has everything to do with her race. The monarchy can deny it publicly all they want, but I have a rich white family in America that will disown you for dishonoring them by dating or marrying outside light skin. It's still very common, just more secretive. Okay, so true. And thanks to the Derangers, they will never leave the limelight nor the UK. They keep them alive for me. That is true. They are truly a fantastic couple. What if she did nudge her husband to save her? I have done that many times. A perfectly normal gesture if she did. That came through vividly during the Fab Four appearance. Meghan was clearly the standout. Harry a solid number 2, but William and especially Kate were a disaster. When you are iconic, you are iconic. Yeah, they have personalities where the royal family are dull and grey. That's very true as well. Next tweet. Okay. Alright, so there's Erica. Wait a minute. People thought Prince Harry was going to continue to give money to Sentabale after Sophie Shanduka did a hostile takeover. You know what I said in one video while I was editing? And I was like, maybe it's a collaboration. Okay, that hostile takeover, a collaboration. With some people in the US, I don't want to say it because this is my opinion anyway, with some people in the US to dismantle or to redirect the focus of Sentabale. Because from my understanding, Sentabale was supposed to help kids who's living with HIV/AIDS, give them medicine, give them training to be self-sufficient and whatnot. Okay? So because of the medication, the self-sufficient and all of that, pretty much Sentabale was doing something good. So with the kind of system, the government we have now in the US, where, in my humble opinion, is using AIDS medication as, what's the term that I use? Like a war, I think I use the word weaponized, that's it. Where Trump administration is using medicine as a weapon. If the people of whatever respective countries in Africa don't give him access to whatever natural resources. Okay? And I think they did that to dismantle Sentabale as a way where those kids will not be getting any medication at all. At all. Because this is what Sentabale was used for, to help these young people with free medication, access to medicine and all of that. All right? So these crazy white supremacists, they do their thing step by step, create a situation where they will come as if they are a savior. All right? When they're the one who created the problem in the first place. All right, let's start all over. Wait a minute. People thought Prince Harry was going to continue to give money to Sentabale after Sophie Shanduka did a hostile takeover. After she's suing him, why don't the Derangers and everyone who's supporting what she's doing donate money? I hate saying this, but Sentabale is Sophie's problem now. She thought she could run Sentabale better than Prince Harry, Prince Yoso, and the board of trustees, so let her handle it. The Sentabale have been going on for what, almost 20 years since the issue with Sanduka appeared. For almost 20 years, nothing negative ever happened. If there was, I'm not aware, okay? Because I wasn't following all the stuff Harry and Meghan were doing until recently. I would say maybe 5-6 years ago. But it's been doing good work. But when you see the step that we're taking, and it's so close to the time frame of what Trump is doing, I'm just wondering if there was some sort of a collaboration or some sort. But anyway, let's listen to Erica. She always, I'm telling you, the squaddies are so freaking intelligent. She's one of those. JTB, her, and Martin in the UK. Oh my God, brilliant minds. Very good. These are people who use their platform to inform people with good content. All right, so let's listen. 5 minutes, a little bit over 5 minutes.
I know I am not seeing some of you upset that Prince Harry has stopped giving money to Sentabale. I know you fucking lying. And drop down in my comment section your nation's flag and tell me if in your country I am able to besmirch your name, drag your spouse into drama she had nothing to do with, he or she, and also abuse friends and community that has supported me, and then I'm just going to give you money and I'm going to award you with money. Where they do that at? They don't. I don't give a fuck where you're from. That is not the British way. You're a fucking liar. Let's be clear on something right now. Sophie Shanduka bit off more than she could chew. She panicked because the original board said that she was misappropriating funds and they had shit all to show for her wild spending, giving her brother and brother's friends all of these checks for consultation.
When I was looking into all of that, maybe when the issue first came across, you know how I usually, with my crazy analysis, I look back into things, and I think some of those her family located somewhere in Texas, in the U.S., somewhere in the U.S. So again, this is, I didn't even think of that. There has to be some sort of a connection with what's happening here in the U.S. and with the collaboration with these people to dismantle Sentabale against their goal, their purpose. But anyway, if she didn't have backing of strong, powerful people, there's no way she'll be able to get away with that. I don't know what's happening with the lawsuit. I haven't followed much about it. Let's continue.
As well as hiring this firm in Miami that didn't do anything but get dressed up and sip wine at galas. I am so confused why some of you think that Prince Harry is being petty by taking his money away from Sentabale. That's not him closing the door on the people of Lesotho and Botswana. That's him closing the door on a charity that he and co-founder Prince Yeso championed on behalf of their mother's legacies, and that bitch took it over and destroyed it.
And also, the way Prince Harry is, there's a possibility with his connection and people that he knows, he probably continue doing the thing for the kids on his own. But the money may not go to the charity itself. Let's say, for instance, when Haiti had the earthquake, people were donating money to Red Cross. Instead of giving the money to Red Cross, he was dealing with, let's say, those football players who was helping individual Haitians. Well, it was one video, one family, or one person, I should say. So I don't know if they do that across, but at least one football player was helping one family. And that family, that young lady was thanking that football player, thank you so much, you don't know how much you have done for me. Something like this, where Harry taking upon himself to help someone or one of the child or one of the children or things like that. So we never know. He probably doing these things on his own without the charity, including Prince Yoso. They're doing it quietly without anybody noticing it. We just never know.
She sat on TV and spoke to Trevor Phillips with her puppeteer Rollison behind her. You know, the same Rollison who worked for Kensington Palace.
I covered that, okay, in some of my videos around that time. I don't even remember the thumbnails. If I remember the thumbnails, I'll show you, all right, when I'm editing.
Yeah. And said that Harry and for some reason Meghan were the reason why Sentabale couldn't raise money and the sponsors were leaving out the door, but the sponsors were intact when Harry were there. They weren't going anywhere. As a matter of fact, some of those sponsors are sponsors for Invictus. So who's the fucking problem? Derangers, bring your ugly asses here.
Yeah, some of those sponsors who were still sponsoring Invictus were also sponsoring Sentabale. The moment they start smelling something is not right, okay, that was before everything came to the public. I forgot, is it ISPO or something like that? I could be wrong, but please verify. One of their sponsors. The moment, maybe a year before the whole thing came out, okay, they took their name out. Their sponsorship came out. They didn't support Sentabale anymore. And I think some squaddies raised question about it at that time when they didn't see some of that particular company was not sponsoring Sentabale. And then the following year, we start seeing and hearing things about what Sophie was doing. But yet, that same company remained with Invictus. Okay, so they saw what was going on. They're like, nope, I'm not going to support this. That's not what I thought the foundation was all about, Sentabale was all about. So they changed. They removed their name, but they remain focused with the vision of Invictus, but not with the new vision of what Sophie is saying about Sentabale. All right, let's continue.
I'm confused. I thought the way you guys were throwing money at Thomas Markle Sr. and whoever else on GoFundMe's and giving people 80 to 100,000 pounds of your money, I thought you guys were going to pull up and outraise the Sussex squad with Sentabale. But why would you, right? That doesn't fit your narrative. Remember, sugar, the N-word, monkey, those are just 3 things that I've been called by some bitch with a Kate Middleton profile alone. Silly me for thinking that you all actually gave a fuck about sick and dying people in Africa.
You know what that just remind me as well? Sister, what is it? That Sister Soldier, oh my God, that Sister Space, that lady who was at one of those palaces, and then when William's godmother start asking her where she come from, whatever, that issue, that situation that happened at that palace, and then once she came out and said, explain her experience, they went after her, okay, where she had to, I don't know if she stepped down, I haven't following it since that situation, but that's what that remind me of. When you speak the truth, these people, they do not want people to speak the truth. And that video I was just editing in one of my sidetrack where I say, what is it? Oh my God, I'm forgetting my chain of thought too often lately. Where I said in that video where with Kendrick Lamar, where the revolution is about to be televised. This is that. Okay, we have to speak up. Many of the squaddies use their platform to explain the full BS that these people are displaying. Okay, instead of focusing on what's matter, to inform people, to make proper decision based on proper information that these people capture or hijack mainstream medias, hijack every form of communication, and they want to put people in the dark. Okay? And then for you to make, thinking that what you are seeing or reading on the papers or you listening on the radio, you're watching on TV or whatnot, they misinform you for you to make decision based on false information that will affect your life and also your neighbors and the country as a whole. Okay? They misinform you to make decision based on that. And then once someone like myself or Erica or anybody who has a platform who's really shedding light on the stupidity that mainstream media is doing, they go after you. Okay? So this is what's happening here. We are televising our own revolution. This is a revolution that's going on. This is why I've said in the past what I'm doing here, even though you see they're trying to prevent me from making videos by the monetization, the revenue. They want to make sure I don't earn anything, because for them, the people that they pay to spread misinformation, they'll take a penny to ruin their own history, their own livelihood. They may get a few bucks here and there now, but in the future, they're really messing it up. And these people, they have no, how would I say that? No real connection with these people where we'll say, oh, you're not making money. All right, let me help you here. No. The moment they finish use you, they're done with you. They are done with you. So this is what these young and upcoming people, those influencers, don't understand when they are spreading misinformation for a few bucks. And this is why I said my channel is like an investment, not monetized way, but at least the way that I see things where mainstream media is not reporting. I try my best, okay? I will make mistakes. I try my best to verify some of the things that I said to make sure it is correct. I try my best. And if I don't, I expect some of you to correct me or give me your perspective of things. I'm not 100% correct, and I don't expect you to agree with me in everything that I say. So I said my channel is an investment for my kids' future and possibly for my future, depending on how long I live. But these young people, anybody who put good information out there, they took it upon themselves, and by pressure, I don't know if it's pressure, but because this is what those elite people who hijack all form of communication, to give them a few bucks to counteract people like me, like Erica, JTB, or Martin, or anybody who's putting good information out there. All right? So, yeah, we are televising our own revolution. We are in it right now. This is what's happening now. All right? So, let me move it back slightly. I hope I don't pause anymore to go with my ranting.
Confused. I thought the way you guys were throwing money at Thomas Markle Sr. and whoever else on GoFundMe's and giving people 80 to 100,000 pounds of your money, I thought you guys were going to pull up and outraise the Sussex squad with Sentabale. But why would you, right? That doesn't fit your narrative. Remember, sugar, the N-word, monkey, those are just 3 things that I've been called by some bitch with a Kate Middleton profile alone. Silly me for thinking that you all actually gave a fuck about sick and dying people in Africa.
Again, this is why I said they're weaponizing medicine. And I think when I look at it now with what current administration is doing, weaponizing medicine, saying that if you don't give me access, I'm paraphrasing, you don't give me access to your natural resources, you're not going to get medicine. All right? And then that woman went to do that to Sentabale, where Sentabale, its main focus is to help kids with HIV, AIDS, and much more. All right, let's continue.
But for some reason, Sophie Shonataku thought that you guys were good for $5 here and $1 there. Imagine tethering yourself to a bunch of bigots, Sophie. And so now you're running to the Telegraph to cry on your behalf. Fuck you. Let them donate money to Sentabale, because guess what? It will never go to the people. It will go to Sophie and the people she owe money to. And in case you guys didn't know, she has an outstanding invoice with Rollison, and she still wants her 6-figure income. Did you guys know that? Where's she getting the money for this lawsuit against Mark and Prince Harry? If she doesn't have any money, where is that coming from? And also, I'm so sorry. The reason why I haven't spoken about that lawsuit is because it has to be the most ridiculous lawsuit in the history of lawsuits. Your so-called toxic problem is gone and you can't raise money. So because you still can't raise money, you want to sue to get their attention so that you can be compensated for damages? No, you went on a media spree, dragging Meghan into this, knowing that she's red herring to the British media, and you don't have shit to show for it, Sophie. So stop it. Stop it. Just understand who's crying here. It's Sophie. The Telegraph don't give a fuck about people in Africa, and they sure in the hell don't give a fuck about Meghan. And this is just because she has some type of connection over at the Telegraph, and they're doing her bitch pissing and moaning for her. This is news months ago that Harry wasn't giving money to Sentabale anymore. Why is it all of a sudden Sunday news today? Go fuck yourselves, please. Forever. And Derangers, if you feel so raw about this, I keep telling you, put your money where your mouths are. Go donate to Sentabale. We're not stopping you from doing it. You just don't want to, right? Anyway, it's a nice lazy Sunday. I'm going to ask the rest of you to go rewatch or watch Elephants with Meghan as the narrator. Her voice is like honey. I'm telling you, she's phenomenal. Anyway, it is humid as fuck out here, as you can clearly see, and the cicadas want to be the main character. Y'all have a good one. Not you uglies. You guys go to hell. Bye.
There's that. My opinion is that Harry should have done it 2 years ago. He's late with it, but I also understand why. Anyway, I totally support him. Alright, she can go to William, who will never put money in a project started by Harry to glorify Harry's work. Sentabale was founded by Harry and always will, and Precioso, okay? Precioso. If William wanted the African population control so animals can roam about, African children are definitely not in his thought. Derangers don't have any money to donate. Do people forget so fast or what? I love Erica. So by now, I think this will be part 2. And part 2 is gonna be completely like off topic, not about Harry and Meghan, a little bit more politics and other small little topics that has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. Okay, so we're gonna start part 2 with this.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better